Thank you, Ms. Jackson. At this point, I would like to call the meeting of the Prince William County School Board to order. Pursuant to School Board Policy 139, school board member participation in meetings by electronic communication. School Board member Diane Ralston will participate in this meeting through electronic means from her home due to a medical condition that prevents her physical attendance. The clerk will so note in the minutes of the meeting. A motion is in order for the approval of the closed session agenda. Ms. Jackson.
I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the closed session agenda as recommended.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Ms. Williams, second. Any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous. Motion passed.
Moving on to the motion to enter closed session. A motion is in order. Ms. Jackson.
I move that pursuant Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711 and 2.2-3712, the Prince William County School Board enter closed session for the following reasons. 1, to discuss with staff the appointment, transfer, release, assignment, and promotion of specific employees and officers and employees under Virginia Code 2.2-3711A. 1. 2, to consult with Division Counsel pertaining to actual or probable litigation involving employment and educational matters as provided by Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A 1, 2, and 7. 3, to consult with staff and legal counsel regarding the legal requirements and procedures for collective bargaining by school board employees, which requires legal advice and guidance as provided by Virginia Code 2.2-3711A 8. And 4, to consult with Division Counsel and staff regarding the retention of legal counsel for collective bargaining issues under Virginia Code 2.2-3711A 8.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I
Ms.
second.
Williams, any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous.
Prince
Motion
William County
passed.
School Board now enter closed session, return to open session at 7 o'clock. Okay, good evening, everyone. The Prince William County School Board is now returning to open session from closed session. And so a motion's in order. Ms. Jackson.
I move that pursuant Virginia Code 2.2-3712, the closed session of the Prince William County School Board meeting of May 18, 2022, be certified by adopting the following resolution. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Prince William County School Board hereby certifies, to the best of each member's knowledge, 1, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements were discussed in the closed meeting to which this certification resolution applies, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard and discussed or considered by the school board.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I
Ms.
second.
Williams, any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous. Motion
Moving
passed.
on to the closed session, action items 8.01, a motion is in order. Ms. Jackson.
I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the appointments and releases of specific employees as presented in closed session.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Williams.
second.
Any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous. Motion passed.
Next, 7.02, a motion's in order for retention of outside counsel. Ms. Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. I move that the Prince William County School Board authorize the Division Counsel to retain the services of Eric Pautel of Coleman and Saucier PA, to provide the school board and superintendent with legal guidance and advice regarding collective bargaining.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Williams?
second.
Any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Ralston, Ms. Ralston votes yes. That's fine. Yeah, yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous, motion
Okay.
passed.
All right, so now, next to the most exciting moments of this evening, and you heard a lot of activity out in the atrium, and I'm very excited to do our Launching Thriving Futures. This is one of the favorite parts of the meetings over the last few months, and something that the community is really looking forward to. Tonight, I would like to thank our school board student representatives first, who, and if you saw us earlier, we were taking pictures with them up front. Our school board representatives have served the Prince William County student body extremely well this year. Danya Sharifi from Gainesville High School, Charlotte Flynn from Woodbridge High School, who is a senior. I would also like to recognize our alternate, Meklet Surafel from Hilton High School. Thank you all for your dedication to this role and your representation of our students. The school board has already provided them a small gift. As a side note, our student reps will be giving, all three of them will be speaking during Student Matters this evening, and we really look forward to hearing from them, and I think each of the board members may have some things to say about them at that point. And next, I'd like to introduce Lisa Zargaport, the representative from the Coles Magisterial District, to recognize, and we have a number of recognitions tonight. So the first recognition is going to be of our forensics champion. Ms. Zargaport, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. It is my honor to recognize Ashley Clyde, a senior at Osborne Park High School, who won first place at the Virginia High School League State Forensic Championship in the original oratory. Forensics, a program under the VHSL academic section, is a challenging performance competition in which students engage in debate or formal augmentation. The original oratory category is persuasive speech that is well-researched, has limited quotations, and is memorized with an average length of 10 minutes. Ashley has competed in forensics since she was a high school freshman and has advanced to the state competition level every year. She also serves as president and captain of the Osborne Park High Speech and Debate Team for 2 years. Congratulations, Ashley. Ashley, would you like to say a few words?
I would. So, excuse me. Firstly, I would like to say thank you for this recognition award. Without the help of Prince William County teachers, staff, and students, specifically from Gravely Elementary, Marsteller Middle School, and now currently Osborne Park Senior High, has allowed me to thrive and be able to speak and stand in front of you all today. Being the only Prince William County school to represent in the VHSL State Forensics Tournament this year was an honor. Taking on the leadership role as president and captain of speech and debate have translated beyond the halls of Osborne Park High School, and as an entertainment journalist, youth salute leader, and also a political activist. Because of the opportunities provided by this county, I am proud to say I have committed to university on scholarship, where my future will always be bright with the education and experiences of PWCS. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Ms. Clyde. We're very proud of you, and thank you for everything. Next, we're going to move on to recognize our science fair recognitions. Ms. Zargaport.
Thank you,
Coles
Dr. Lateef.
District.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. And I have to say, it's such an honor to have so many brilliant minds in this space, and it's just thrilling. We have several science fair standouts from the Coles Magisterial District. Tony Bright, Armand Lateef, and Gabriel Ralston, students at both Colgan High School and the Governor's School at Innovation Park, took first place in their category and won the grand prize at the 2022 Virginia State Science and Engineering Fair. Their project, Concussion Recovery in Youth Optimized Using a Comprehensive App-Based Program, also earned a third award and cash prize in the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair. Rania Lateef, a student at Colgan High School, took first place in the state science fair with her project, Dozing Off with, oh boy, This is where I need help. Drosophila.
Drosophila.
Drosophila, thank you. Dozing off with Drosophila. The effect of disrupted circadian rhythms and disturbed sleep on mortality, mood, and addiction in fruit flies. This project also earned Rania an Air Force Research Laboratory First Award and cash prize in the International Science Fair. Additionally, Rania earned a scholarship to attend the NC State Engineering Summer Camp. Jadesola Akinbi and Comfort. I'm so sorry. I want to make sure I say these names right. Ohajunwa. Students both at Osborne Park High School and the Governor's School at Innovation Park earned first place in the State Science Fair for a study on biofuel production, investing methods to enhance fermentation in the production of bioethanol. Their project advanced to the international competition. Gabriella Lacour and Anisha Ramakrishnan, students at Osborne Park High School and the Governor's School at Innovation Park. Alana Moreno, a Manassas Park student attending the Governor's School at Innovation Park, won first place at the State Science Fair for creating novel bacteriophage solutions as a preventative measure of Escherichia coli biofilm formation on elastomer biomaterials in medically relevant settings in vitro. Their project also advanced to the international competition. Congratulations to these outstanding students, Colgan Principal Dr. Tim Healy, Governor's School Principal Dr. Jason Calhoun, and Osborne Park Principal Lisa Marie Kane.
Ms. Williams.
While I have the opportunity as chair of the Governor's School at Innovation Park, I would also like to extend congratulations from the Governor's School Board. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. But wait, there is more. It's my pleasure to introduce Jen Wall from the Gainesville Magisterial District. Ms. Wall.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. It is my pleasure to share some positive science fair news about Ebru Ayurgan, a student at Battlefield High School. Ebru won first place in the State Science Fair with a novel visualization tool application to RNA sequence classification. Ebru's project also won fourth award and a cash prize at the International Science Fair. So congratulations, Ebru, and Battlefield Principal Ryan Ferreira.
Thank you, Mrs. Wall. We also have a science fair winner in the Brentsville Magisterial District. Mrs. Jackson will share more.
Good evening. Naaman Agarwal, a student at both Patriot High School and the Governor's School at Innovation Park, won first place in the State Science Fair with a low-cost, deep learning solution for early detection of lettuce stress in indoor farms. His project also advanced to the international competition. Congratulations, Naaman, at Patriot High School, Dr. Bishop, and Governor's School Principal Dr. Jason Calhoun.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Wilk, representative of the Potomac District, will tell us a little bit more about our final science fair winner. Mr. Wilk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm pleased to introduce you to Desmond Boykin, a student I originally met when he was a sixth grader at Graham Park Middle School. He is now a student at Forest Park High School and the Governor's School of Innovation Park, and he has quite a record of achievements, as he has always had. Desmond won the grand prize at the Regeneron Biotechnology Award at the 2022 National American Indian Science and Engineering Fair. His project, the effect of casein polymers on the filtration of heavy metals and contaminants in well water, advanced to the International Science Fair. He won a fourth award and a cash prize. Congratulations, Desmond, and Forest Park Principal Rich Martinez, as well as Dr. Calhoun of the Governor's School.
All right, congratulations to our science fair winners. This is the first time in the history of the school division that our high school students have placed at the International Science Fair. This is a huge deal. We've had middle school participants actually place there, but this is the very first time Prince William County, and not only did we place once, we placed 4 times, as you've heard, and won a couple special awards. I would like to thank Julia Renberg, our supervisor for science and family life education. I'd like to ask her to say a few words on behalf of these award-winning students. Miss Julia Renberg.
Good evening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share a few short remarks tonight. First, I would like to acknowledge the substantial support Prince William County Public Schools provides to students who engage in high-quality scientific research and pursue academic excellence far beyond classroom walls. We doubled the number of projects representing our division at the State Science Fair, and now we tripled from 2 to 6 the number of projects qualified to compete the international event. In itself, such a tremendous increase in participation is worthy of recognition and celebration. But to have 5 first place and a great prize winner at the state event, and then to bring home from the international competition not 1 but 3 category awards, coupled with 2 special awards, this is truly outstanding, and I would agree with the chairman. It is a historic moment. I want to wrap up by also expressing my deepest gratitude to teachers, mentors, school fair coordinators, administrators, principals, and my own small team, and not to forget the families of these young scientists for their unwavering support and dedication. And to all of these young people behind me, I want to say congratulations, job well done. Thank you.
Ms. Renberg, your work, commitment to continuous improvement, dedication to our student success has put Prince William County Schools on the map for science education and a commitment to competition that we have never seen before. And I think everyone is going to be looking at the Prince William County students from here on out, whether it's a regional fair, state fair, or a international affair. I can't thank you enough, and I have to say a couple of things. You know, we've had athletes come through here over the last few months and recognizing our tremendous athletes. Many of you know athletes practice day and night, and they've been doing it since they were young. They have traveled, they have, you know, different leagues, rec leagues, and they've been committed, and you don't get to achieve at that level unless you've been working on it for quite some time. I have to thank our teachers, our mentors, starting from elementary school on up through middle school and high school, our principals who are here, who've taken their time out of their evening to come here and celebrate this with us, and not just for sports. You know, these students also have practiced and worked hard at this from different levels, and you don't achieve at these levels unless you've been doing this for a while. And so I congratulate all of you. I congratulate the families who've put a lot of time and commitment into this. I know the students had a great time in Atlanta. That's where the science fair was. They got to mix with students from around the world, truly around the world. I don't know how many, it was about 70 or 80 countries participated. They got to see the Coca-Cola factory too, or the museum there, and CNN and some other things. Those conclude my remarks on this. I think at this point the school board will come down and the science fair winners will come and take a picture, and then we'll be done with our science fair winners and we'll move on to robotics. So if the science fair winners can come up and we can have the school board come down for a picture, and Dr. McDade. Again, congratulations to all of you, and thank you to our amazing principals for your work. And some of our principals will be sticking around because we have some more great recognitions. And I know some of the students have to leave. They have AP exams coming up and final exams, so thank you all for coming. We are now moving on. It is now my pleasure to turn the microphone back over to Mrs. Lisa Zargapur to begin our recognition of those robotics teams earning an award at the VEX Worlds competition. Ms. Zargapur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Sharkbots of Colgan High School are the VEX Robotics Championship High School Team Divisional finalists in the research division. This team has been competing together for the past 3 years and have consistently found success in regional, state, and world tournaments. During this time, the Sharkbots have placed in the top 5 in 16 of 18 events. They won the 2020 state championship together and have won a total of 24 awards, including 10 tournament championship awards and 5 excellence awards. Even during the pandemic, these students were determined to build a successful robot, finishing second in the 2021 Virtual State Skills event. This season, the Sharkbots finished with a 37-5 match record. They won the Virginia State Design Award. What is this word? Three-mexcellence? What is this word? Three-mexcellence awards, 2-time tournaments champions, 2 Robot Skills Awards, 2 Design Awards, and most recently, the World Championship Divisional Finalist Award, which, by doing so, put Sharkbots in the top 20 teams in the world. Team members include Zan Kawaja, Solomon Ralston, Tony Bright, Jenna Menk, Armand Latif, Hannah Yim, Zafan Kawaja, and Gabriel Ralston. The coach is Brian Ikas, who will say a few words.
Good evening, school board members, Chairman Latif, and Dr. McDade. My name is Brian Ikas. I'm the proud robotics coach of the Sharkbots from Colgan High School. On behalf of the team, I want to thank you for taking the time to recognize their many accomplishments. It's been said in competitive robotics that at first glance it appears that we're using the kids to build robots, but in reality we're using the robots to build leaders. To me, each and every one of those 24 awards represents something unique about the characteristics of leaders that these students exemplify. For every Robot Skills Award, it represents hard work, countless hours, and late nights of perfecting iterations of code and drive practice. Each Excellence in Design Award represents outstanding design, exceptional craftsmanship, and attention to detail needed to solve the world's most complex problems. Each Tournament Champion Award represents resiliency and the ability to out-strategize and execute their plan even under pressure. Every finalist award, and even during a pandemic off year, keeps these Sharks hungry to come back even stronger. For these reasons, the Sharkbots exemplify leadership, excellence in robotics, and truly are a world-class robotics team that all have thriving futures ahead of them. Thank you, and thank you for your support.
I'm going to jump in here and say they snuck in Troy Mink, who was on this team last year and has served as a mentor for many years for these fine team members. And I'll also point out that many of these students won the state championship at the middle school level as well. So congratulations to the Sharkbots. And what are we doing, Diane? Are we doing a picture now or at the end? It's up to you. Is it the only high school we have? Yeah, so we probably should do it now. You want to do it now? Okay, Dr. McDade said do it now. They have to go home and study. Butt up. Drive her up. Okay, congratulations again to the Sharkbots of Colgan High School and Dr. Healy. Thank you very much. And Mr. Ickes, really appreciate you all coming here, and I think those were fine words to talk about the way robotics builds leadership. You're going to see more of our robotics folks, and I'll have a lot more to say about that, but we, as with the Science Fair, Prince William County has long been on the map for robotics, and as we bring some of our middle school students in here, I can tell you that at the World Championships, Prince William County was the school division with the most teams qualifying for the World Championships. Out of 1,000 teams, we were among the highest. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Zargapur of the Coles District. Ms. Zargapur.
It's such a pleasure to have so many students from the Coles District to recognize. It is now my honor to recognize Da Vinci Visionaries, Team C from Parkside Middle School. This team won the Excellence Award during our local qualifier at Bull Run, which qualified them to compete at the U.S. Open in Iowa. They earned their spot at Worlds by ranking 9th out of 48 middle schools who competed in the state championship. They finished 14th in their division at the Worlds event and picked Australia as their alliance. They also finished at the top 25% of all middle schools who competed at Worlds in their skills challenge and brought home the Judges Award. The Judges Award is presented to a team that the judges determine is deserving of special recognition. Students include Owen Bauman, Eric Magnay, Jonathan Cantwell, and Rachel Zachariah. Coaches include Marietta Soma and Stefan Salansky, who will each speak briefly.
Hello. Thanks to all of you for this opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of all of our robotics students. Myself and my co-coach, Marietta, we're very proud of all of our students at Parkside. We have 5 teams, and all of them made it to the World Championships. And of course, Da Vinci's Visionaries here today, we're especially proud of for the recognition that they received as a result of not just their robot, but also their conduct at the competitions. The Judges and Excellence Awards really mean a lot to us. And it wouldn't have been possible except for a lot of hard work that all of the students put in, including some late nights and a few weekends on occasion as well.
All of our student success wouldn't be possible without the support of all our sponsors. So we would like to say thank you to Spark and Lockheed Martin for their financial support. We would like to also thank Press Polaris for our banners at World, and Sharp Solutions for one of our lunches at Worlds. And most of all, we would like to thank Dr. Boynton and the rest of our admin team at Parkside and staff, and to the parents and PTO. We would like to give this jacket to Dr. McDade as our honorary member.
Yeah. Look at that. All right. Very good. Congratulations, you all. We're very proud of you. Well, to continue our recognitions at the middle school level, Lori Williams of the Woodbridge Magisterial District will recognize our next group. Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm so excited. I love robotics. Anyway. So, yes, Fredland Middle School Bad Batch Teams is the VEX Robotics Middle World Energy Award winner. This team worked hard all year and made it to the state tournament. While at states they fought and made it to the elimination round, which includes the top 32 teams in the state. At Worlds, this team worked hard all week, and even though their journey ended with the qualifying matches, they did earn the Energy Award. The Energy Award is given to the team that shows the most enthusiasm and excitement throughout the event. This team exhibited a passion for robotics competition that has enriched the event experience for all. This team's enthusiasm clearly rose above all other teams. The team members include Randy Bennett, Emmett Hemby, and Nana, I'm going to mess this up, but I'm going to try. Iwu? I hope it's close. I apologize. Coaches are Aaron Lowy, Melanie Young. Coach Lowry will say a few words. And I just want to say, as your board member, I'm so proud of you guys. And I love your design t-shirts. If anybody doesn't know, each team gets to design their own t-shirts and logos and such. And it's awesome.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank the school board and Dr. McDade for recognizing robotics achievements across the county, but especially for shining a positive light on Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn has a little bit of a stigma, a reputation of being that school with those kids. The school parents don't want to send their kids to. But by you recognizing us tonight proves a stigma, a reputation, or a preconceived notion does not define our students or their ability to succeed. Socioeconomic status, language barriers, zip codes do not define our students or our successes. We succeed in spite of all of these things. All students need are the right tools, a safe space to fail so that they can succeed, and adults who will support, encourage, and motivate and love them. So thank you again for shining that bright light on Fred Lynn. And I also want to thank Denise Carroll, for without her, none of this happens. So thank you very much for recognizing us.
Okay, next we have Mr. Wilk, the Potomac, where am I at? Oh my God. Justin Wilk of the Potomac District will recognize our Potomac Middle School winners. Mr. Wilk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A couple of years ago, remember I had Potomac Middle School here displaying their outstanding aquaponics program, but another treasure of the Potomac Middle School is its robotics program. The Potomac Middle School PantherBots B finished as tournament finalists at the local tournament, earning an invitation to the Creatus Open Robotics Tournament in Iowa. This marked the first time any Potomac team competed in a signature event. PantherBots B was one of 2 Potomac teams to compete at states. Accompanied by Team A, B's appearance at Worlds was the first time a Potomac team competed at Worlds. They earned the Middle School Inspire Award in the Opportunity Division. What makes these accomplishments even more special is that this was a team of rookies. Team members include Joseph Dames, winner Nesayo Beboyo, Kenyan Cannon, Mila Mendoza. Student mentors include Dean Ahmad and Pierce Ahmad. The coach is Amanda Carrera. The principal is Mr. Kevin Smith. It is also my understanding that several adult mentors are here as well. Thank you so much for all your service to the students. Miss Coach Carrera will say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Wilk and school board. More than just a robot. Robotics at Potomac is learning and growing together as a team. With the support of our parents, Ms. Carroll, our high school mentors, and our principal, the PantherBots have done an outstanding job this year. We began the year with little to no experience and came together to field a competitive team. With each event, we became stronger, wiser, and more creative, taking what we learned at one tournament to the next. As their coach, I look forward to what next year brings for each of them and challenge them to share what they've learned with others and give back to our robotics community here in Prince William. We have 3 hats, one for Dr. McDade, one for Dr. Lateef, and one for our board member, Mr. Wilk, if the children can bring those up.
Sure. Yeah, always ready to take free stuff. No, thank you very much. You guys are very kind, and we really appreciate it. And let's give them a round of applause for the Potomac. Thank you. That's very cool. We will. Hold on. Stick around. And I think lastly, those were wonderful words, and congratulations again. Now I'm going to ask Denise Carroll, who's really the head of our robotics program, division-wide, and who's been sort of a champion for our students, committed to student success. Miss Carroll, please.
I ask the children to come around me because I'm just a piece in the puzzle. They are the pieces that make the puzzle whole. All right, I have my notes down and I wasn't nervous, but now I am. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for recognizing our amazing VEX robotics teams, all the students and the coaches that stand behind me. They did an amazing job representing Prince William County School at the state, national, and international level. This is a world-class education these children are getting, and they met on teams from 40 different nations and had an amazing time. If you don't know me, my name is Denise Carroll. I am the Robotics and STEM Initiatives Specialist here in Prince William County Schools. I was able to go to Dallas with them and be the lead judge for middle and high school, and then scream really loud for them. I think I was a little loud for them, and cheer them on. I witnessed their talents and what those children brought to the competition field at the international level, and they just made Prince William County very proud. We have 4 trophies here, and in a couple weeks we'll see 2 more. We brought home 6 trophies from the World Championship, and the most we've ever brought home was 1 or 2. So that's amazing. Without the hard work of our robotics coaches, last year and this year, we wouldn't be in the situation we are this year. It's because of the work they did last year during the pandemic that our coaches were ready to go for this year to have our kids be awesome this year at the state, national, and international competitions. I just want to say thank you again for recognizing my kids. I love them all. They'll grow up with me from 4th grade to 12th grade. I call my kids because they really are. And without the support from the school board and Dr. Waltz and everybody here, and our sponsors that we have in STEM and all our mentors, we couldn't have the successful season we have. So thank you very much. Thank you.
It would be truly hard to imagine robotics without Denise Carroll in this county. She has done so much to help build a world-class program here. We're very proud of it. People come here, they move here to be a part of it. Many of these teams in these middle schools have tryouts because of just the fierce nature of the competition of students who want to participate. And I know all the schools who do this, and they try to increase the number of teams, and they ask for resources. It would be wrong for me not to thank also Spark, who's provided funds over the years, Systemic Solutions, Nova Community College, George Mason for helping us as we put on camps for the summer. The giants, in robotics in Prince William, Mr. Ickes, who you heard from earlier, who coached at Osborne Park, and now he at Colgan, Carlos Castro, who is not here, who's really one of the pillars of robotics in Prince William County from Woodbridge Senior High School. And again, our partners. I can't thank you all for the work you do, for putting us on the map with this. It's truly an honor, and I can bear witness that Denise Carroll screamed very loud because she sat next to me during some of those tournament matches, and it was a fabulous experience to see Prince William kids all over the convention center, all over Dallas, engaging and working and having a wonderful time. So thank you all, and for all you principals, parents who spent the time, the money to get their kids down there to participate. Without the parents and your commitment from the faculty and staff and the principals, we wouldn't be here celebrating you all tonight. So please make sure you thank all of them. And I'm going to turn over to Dr. McDade for a few words, and then we'll ask you to come up for the middle school folks to have a picture, our students from middle school and Ms. Carroll. Dr. McDade.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lateef, and thank you to all of the board members for highlighting and recognizing our outstanding students. As we reflect upon the PWCS Vision 2025 Launching Thriving Future Strategic Plan, the students and programs recognized here tonight really represent 2 of the plan's commitments. 1, learning and achievement for all, and positive climate and culture. These programs help to ensure that we really are preparing our students for post-secondary education as well as the workforce, all in the environment that fosters inclusivity and connectedness. So I want to thank the school board student representatives as well and our alternate for their dedication, for serving as an important voice for our students throughout Prince William County. Congratulations to our state and world winners in forensics, science, and robotics. You have represented PWCS and your individual schools and communities so well, and we are enormously proud of you. I also want to recognize, in addition to our teachers and our coaches and our coordinators and mentors that all come together to make this possible, I really want to recognize the leadership of our school principals. Many of them are here this evening because we know that without principals that create the conditions for these types of programs and support these programs for our students to thrive, we wouldn't be able to have the robust programming that we have here today. So I want to acknowledge Mr. Neil Beach, the principal of Gainesville High School, Heather Abney, Woodbridge High School, Dave Cassidy, Hilton High School, Lisa Marie Kane, Osborne Park High School, Dr. Tim Healy, Colgan High School, Dr. Michael Bishop, Patriot High School, Rich Martinez, Forest Park High School, Ryan Ferreira, Battlefield High School, Dr. Jason Calhoun, Governor's School at Innovation Park, Inmar Romero, Fred Lynn Middle School, Dr. Mary Jane Boynton, Parkside Middle School, and Kevin Smith, Potomac Middle School. Thank you so much for your leadership in making sure that these opportunities continue in all of our schools for our students to pursue their talents. And in addition, as Dr. Lateef stated, none of this would be possible without the support of our parents and families who continuously support our students' passions and interests, your engagement and encouragement, not to mention the countless hours of chauffeuring from competition to competition, being our students' biggest cheerleaders while supporting and investing in your child's passions are instrumental to the success of each and every student represented here and the students that we have celebrated throughout this school year. So to close out this special part of the meeting, as I always state, we are not short on talent in Prince William County, and we plan to continue to celebrate Thriving Futures recognition segment during board meetings throughout the rest of the school year for the remaining school board meetings in the month of June. So congratulations to all of our scholars. We are PWCS proud.
Well, thank you, Dr. McDade. I'd just like to echo the comments on the parents. I'm one of the parents, and so I'll take a little privilege on a parent that the experience of working, whether it's sports in Prince William County schools, whether it's robotics, whether it's debate, whether it's science fair, the parents that other parents get to meet, the folks that I get to meet, the richness of my experience of meeting some of the most amazing parents has been one of the most rewarding aspects of being in Prince William County schools. And I know for the students, if you take a look at this group up here, they are diverse in obviously many ways. Their interests, their scholarly activities across the division, and the richness of experience each of them have had as they've made new friends and crossed borders, whether it's state or country borders, for the work they're doing has been a true benefit. And so again, one more round of applause for them as they come up, and we'll take some pictures.
Thank you.
Okay. I would like to now call this meeting of the Prince William County School Board to order. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Danya Sharifi, please lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Thanks for your patience. It's been a tremendous year for Prince William County Schools, whether it's in athletics or in academics. We've accomplished much, and thank you for allowing us to spotlight these wonderful students. We're very excited to always spotlight our student success. Next, we're going to move on to the approval of the public meeting agenda. Moving on, Ms. Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the public meeting agenda as recommended.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Zargarpur.
I second.
Any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous, motion passed.
Next, moving on to the adoption of the consent agenda. Motions in order. Ms. Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the public meeting consent agenda as recommended.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Williams.
I second.
Any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 6 yes, 2 no. Wall, Wilk, motion passed.
Moving. Citizen comment time. Those citizens who signed up in advance with the clerk may address the school board this evening when they're called to the podium. The citizen comment period for regular school board meetings is limited to 1 hour. First half hour reserved for comments on agenda items, and the second half hour for comments on non-agenda items or other topics germane to the operations and policies of Prince William County Schools. Citizens signed up to speak on agenda items must speak to the agenda item and they have identified or they'll be asked to step down. We have 4 speakers on agenda items and 8 on non-agenda items. Speakers have 3 minutes to speak. Please use proper decorum and manners while at the podium. If you do not do so, you'll be asked to step aside. Also, I'd ask the audience to please refrain from any clapping or cheering or jeering. And if so, we may have to clear the room if that happens. When you are called to the podium, please state your name and address for the record. Today in agenda items first, I'll call all 4 up. They can grab a seat up front. Jalen Custis, Eileen Devereaux, Ovetta Scott, Caroline Zimmerman. Jalen Custis.
All righty. Good evening, Dr. McDay, Chairman, Mr. Chairman, and school board members. Today I'm talking about, I believe it's 12.04. It's the revisions to the 2022-23 Code of Behavior. Although that I'm graduating this year, I believe that I should put some input on the revisions, and I believe that even though this is the final decision, hopefully you take this into consideration for the 2023 to 2024. It looks like in the revisions, an unexcused tardy is cart issues, and I believe that should be an excused absence due to the reason that, especially in high school, that my friend, she got into a car accident, and she comes to school and it's an unexcused absence, which I do not believe is fair, because people get into situations. Of course, obviously, if it is violated and overused, then that should be upon the school to monitor that. Obviously, you can't have car troubles every single day, you know? Also, I believe that there should be a policy implemented in order to possibly create a program for teachers to understand the environment, because it says in the Code of Behavior, students' rights, and not a lot of students use those rights because they are afraid of what teachers would do or say, or how the administrators would handle it. It says that students are supposed to have a positive environment, and teachers and adults will respect them. Obviously, there's all teachers out there. You cannot control every single teacher, but I do strongly suggest that the school board does something, if they can, create some policy in classes or something so these teachers know how to deal with certain situations, because this is a new generation. There's a lot more issues that goes on in this school than it did 10 years, 15 years ago. Mental health being one, and some teachers do not understand that because we have older teachers. So some implementation upon that. That is all I have. Thank you for your time, and I hope you take these comments and into consideration for whenever you guys next Code of Behavior or whatever. Thank you, and you guys have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Custis. Ms. Eileen Devereaux.
Good evening. I'm Eileen Devereaux from the Gainesville District. I'd like to speak to you today about the 22-23 Code of Behavior. In our Code of Behavior, it states that students have the right to a caring, nurturing, and enhanced positive relationships, curriculum and instruction that promotes opportunity for rigorous educational experiences, attend schools that are welcome, safe, conducive to a positive learning environment for staff and students, and courtesy, respect, and fairness for adults and other students to include their cultural beliefs and differences, among other rights. However, I believe these rights are dependent on the support of a student's educational team, which includes administrators, staff, and support staff, but more importantly, parents. The Code of Behavior recognizes families as partners. Specifically, it states, it is the duty of the parent to prepare the child to assume responsibility in the school environment. This includes responsibilities for learning and exhibiting conduct that does not infringe upon the safety and rights of others. Our children are part of the most diverse school district in Virginia. Our children deserve a quality first-class education that equips them for the knowledge to succeed. Yet we struggle as a community with understanding the value of equity and social and emotional learning, culturally responsive teaching. There are people that villainize these concepts and fight against the inclusion in our school's curriculum. They want to report educators for teaching accurate history. They want to remove certain books from the library and ultimately marginalize certain communities. In certain schools, we have educators and administrators that minimize recognition days, such as African American, Asian American Pacific Islander, Jewish American, Hispanic Heritage Month, and more. These days pass with a little fanfare, maybe a book in a library by an author of the same ethnicity, but no real commitment and emphasis that highlights the contribution of these communities. Well, when we ignore, we're indifferent, and even neutral on these issues, we are taking a stand. We are telling our students that only certain histories, stories, and experiences are to be revered, and the rest may be at best irrelevant. Well, on Saturday, May 14, 10 people were murdered by a domestic terrorist, an individual that would have been in school this time last year. He specifically targeted most of his victims for the color of their skin. It's a tragedy, but it's not as isolated. We can ask the Hispanics in El Paso, Blacks in Charleston, Asians in Atlanta, Jews in Pittsburgh, LGBTQIA in Orlando, just to name a few. But the compounding tragedy is that some of Prince Williams will say, oh, this is not us, but it is us, because it's our responsibility to teach our children to be kind, decent, inclusive, inclusive, and empathetic. It is our responsibility to model those behaviors as educators and parents and support a curriculum that speaks to the value of all mankind. This is the true code of behavior, and our very lives and existence depend on it. We need all students to be educated and connected, not just to succeed or be well-rounded, but to be safe. Our actions, our priorities have consequences. Let's make ours for good. Thank you.
Ovetta Scott.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Mr. Chairman, Dr. McDade. My name is Ovetta Scott, and my address is on file with the clerk. As a member of the Fredlin family for over 14 years, I am so happy to finally see some of my students recognized by the board for their success. But tonight, the member of this board will vote to approve the revisions, edits, and additions to the Code of Behavior. The Code of Behavior outlines an expectation of conduct for students during their school day. I am here to advocate for full enforcement of the Code of Behavior by building admin and the area associates for the remainder of the year as well as next year. Now, you may say that the Code of Behavior has been implemented. However, this school year, teachers and staff members have witnessed an upscale of extraneous behaviors throughout the middle and high grade levels. Administration has been very merciful to these pandemic students, and it has not created a change within the learning environment. Many bus drivers, teachers, and staffs have endured disrespect, cursing, fighting, drug use, and TikTok challenges. Students have damaged school property, brought weapons, and made serious threats of violence toward teachers and classmates. Teachers, bus drivers, and other staff don't feel safe coming to work due to the out-of-control actions that some students have exhibited this year. It is time for accountability of these extreme actions to maintain a safe environment. We cannot continue to use mental health as an excuse, as a condition for the hazardous manners that have impacted the school year. Riding the school bus and having a cell phone is not a right, but a privilege as stated in the Code of Behavior, and it needs to be enforced. If a student brings drugs, a weapon, or make a threat, that student must be removed from that school. What is the message when disruptive behavior is giving chance after many chances? Well, the message that I am hearing is it's time to retire or quit education. Thank you.
Ms. Caroline Zimmerman. Ms. Zimmerman? Okay. Next, we'll move to the non-agenda items. The first four speakers will be Mary Jean Kellogg, Carol Fox, Richard Jesse, Jeffrey Sisson. Ms. Mary Jean Kellogg.
I'm Mary Jean Kellogg, and my address is on file. Good evening. As a 45-year resident, taxpayer, and a retired Prince William teacher, I continue supporting schools, volunteering, and through their fundraisers. I was fortunate to work in a school where we referred to our community as family, like many district schools. The children spend over half their waking hours with school personnel. During this time, parents want the best for their children, learning not just academics, but to be productive, successful citizens in a challenging future world. The PWCS staff provides a nurturing, caring beginning for the children. Teachers and assistants expand children's growth in numerous ways, engaging their minds in academics, physical fitness, and important social skills, always wearing many hats. Bus drivers are entrusted with their safety to and from school. Office staff and nurses are real problem solvers with their feel-good counseling. Food services provide nourishment to get through the school day and beyond. Custodians work tirelessly keeping buildings clean and sanitary. Maintenance, supply services, groundskeeper, mechanics, security, all work together with increasing expectations for the largest county employer. How many of you visit your schools and other departments to actually talk with staff to learn their issues, not just for special events? How can you make life-changing decisions for thousands if you don't know the impact? Collective bargaining is your opportunity to find out what's working and what needs improvement. It allows you to hear the concerns of the thousands who keep the district progressing. The board's April 27th collective bargaining statement supports key components of the strategic plan, quote, promoting a positive climate and culture, and, quote, staff will be empowered, supported, and engaged with a strong sense of belonging. Your statement continues, quote, the school board is committed to seeking ways to improve working conditions, pay, and benefits. You can do even better working together. At the table will be seated representatives to negotiate for all 10,000 plus employees in every department, not just for the selected representatives. These open discussions will lead to a better understanding of the issues and concerns on both sides of the table and be resolved through compromise. Collective bargaining offers solutions that benefit not just the entire PWCS family, but the children who spend a huge portion of their early life with them. Please join all of the family. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Ms. Carol Fox.
Good evening. I'm Carol Fox from the Gainesville District. My address and everything's on file. Thank you for letting me speak. I want to talk tonight about collective bargaining. Should Prince William County approve such a plan? Well, as we all know, unions began in this country in 1794. Their purpose was to secure better pay, hours, benefits, and job and health and safety for their employees. Private sector unions began simply because private employers were treating their employees very badly. Employees worked very long hours, sometimes up to 12 hours a day, brutal conditions, and for little pay. It made the private business rich. Private sector unions were instrumental in passing child labor, job health and safety laws, as well as leave and pensions for the union members. Many of the reasons that this happened has now brought labor unions, private sector labor unions have been dying out. Enter the public sector unions. The public sector employee works for the taxpayer through the government entity. You're the government entity. That is where the problem arises. Public sector unions, using the political process, can exert a greater influence over the government employers than over the private employers. Public sector unions, such as PWA, would negotiate with elected officials for their share of the tax revenue that comes into the county. In 2020 and 2021, the NEA contributed $66 million to political organizations, and in addition, $117 million for contributions, gifts, and grants. This is money that comes from the employees. That means you will most likely receive money from public sector unions, the NEA, for your re-election to this school board, if you so choose, and then you will bargain with the PWA on how they want the taxpayer money spent. If you want to retain your position on the school board, you will give the PWA what it wants, and the agenda of public sector unions is inherently in conflict with the interests of the taxpayers, such as masking and students and closing of the schools for this past year. Students' unions negotiate inefficient work rules and have insatiable appetites for more public funds without necessarily improving the reading or math scores of the children they are supposedly educating. Take a look at Washington, D.C. They spend $31,843 per student, but has the lowest test scores in the whole United States. They do have a very good union, though. See how much money they make? Parents send their schools to school to learn, to read, and to write. The last time I met, I asked you and spoke to you about how you are already complying with PWA. Why do you want to add the drama of allowing PWA to become a formal bargaining union? PWA already has the right to bargain with you. They don't need to be a union to do that. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Mr. Richard Jesse.
Good evening. My name is Richard Jesse. My address is on file.
I just want to hit a couple of points this evening. One, I've sent and asked the board several times about revamping citizen time, and I asked that for next year you consider it. It takes 3 board members to get something on the agenda. I want to thank Mrs. Jackson for contacting me to, we're going to talk about the recommendations that I have. But I ask that other board members consider it, and let's do something different. This is one of the few items where even people on different sides, we all seem to agree that we would like a better system for citizen time. A gentleman last meeting talked about books and banning books. I hope that this is not going to become an issue here in the county, but if it does, I would recommend that you consider 2 things. One, everybody has a right for their kids and what they want the kids to see and read. However, you don't have a right to tell me what my kids should read, and that's what some of these people are trying to do. What I do recommend that is if we do go down that road, we have like a reserved section or a section in the library that kids cannot get to unless their parents have agreed to let them read the book and something like that. The other thing I would recommend is that kids, the parents of the schools, a certain percent, a high percent, has to agree that the book should be banned or in that restricted area. The other thing I'd like to talk about is the emails to the board members. When I send an email to the board members, I don't feel it's going to the board members. The new system that you have seems like it's being reviewed by somebody on the staff, and maybe it gets to you and maybe it don't. So I would like somebody to look in that. The other thing I talked about is boundaries. I also would like 3 board members to consider, let's do something about having boundaries, particularly for next year, because you have Occoquan school coming on board. I think you have a new school that you just did the groundbreaking on, and it's parents, I think, should know ahead of time, not at the year before the school opened, that the boundaries should be changed. And the last thing, my 25 seconds, would be, I think on the website it would be useful if there's something that clearly states where a person goes to file a concern. Right now, if we go there, it's very difficult, and I have no idea where to file a concern or a complaint if I want to. Thank you.
Jeffrey Sisson. Jeffrey Sisson. All right, the next 4 will be Marianne Jensen, Brandy Provenzano, Jennifer Roberts, and Chris Funderburg. Ms. Jensen.
My name is Marianne Jensen. I appreciate being given another opportunity to speak before the board tonight. Unfortunately, I'm here to address what seems to be a recurring theme I've been hearing from scores of parents across our county. A growing frustration at the lack of interaction we are allowed to have with all of you, our elected officials. To be clear, you work for us, the parents of the children attending the schools that we pay for with our tax dollars, the same dollars that pay your salaries, I might add. I say this not to be adversarial, but to ensure you remember the fact as you face us this evening. It's important because from the perspective of the parents, there seems to be an unwillingness to engage with your employers. That's a problem. So my goal here tonight is to ask you some questions that are designed to get at outcome-based solutions, help you better connect with the parents, and ultimately provide a better educational environment for our children. First, why is there no effort made to interact in a meaningful way with those who elected you? The phrase, we the people, should have special meaning here, as you all should be representing the interests of the people who elected you, those in this room. We're taking our time to talk to you. Why shouldn't we expect the same? You are accountable to us. That's the way this process works. Instead, this board operates in de facto secrecy, as we are given no heads up, no chance to provide input, and have our message routinely replied to with auto replies and blank stares. Take the code of behavior, for example. There has been no parent involvement, no discussion with your constituents on why these changes are terrible and actually more destructive to our children. This is not a healthy relationship and speaks volumes to your character, since it basically tells us you do not care. Second, Why can't this board take the posture of proactive elected officials around the country and hold forums like town hall meetings where we can discuss things unscripted? Maybe seeing an honest attempt to engage on your behalf, even if we don't agree, would at least show that you have the best interests of the children as your priority. Third, you're late for meetings that you do have. Nothing shows contempt for voters more than disrespecting our time. The last 3 meetings, not tonight, thank you, but have been started on average 30 minutes late. Pull it together. This is embarrassing for you and for our county, and only serves to embolden people like me to come here and call you out publicly. I shouldn't have to remind you of the basic rules of etiquette when dealing with those who elected you. To summarize the big issue here, you need to make yourselves more approachable. November 2023 is not far away. We are mobilizing, and unless you change your approach and actually interact with parents, all of you are set to be tossed out like countless school boards across the country. I'm also still waiting for a response from Ms. McDade on why she misled me prior to my last appearance, but that's a conversation for next November, I suppose. Remember, we hold the receipts.
Brandy Provenzano. Brandy Provenzano. Jennifer Roberts. Jennifer Roberts.
Good evening, Superintendent McDade, Chairman Lateef, members of the school board, and other Prince William County staff members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. My name is Jennifer Roberts of the Gainesville District, and I want to lead by saying a special thank you to my board member, Jen Walls, for interacting with me on the issue that I'm going to speak about. My name is Jennifer Roberts. School safety reaches far beyond the physical environment. All students' mental and emotional well-being must also be protected by proactively creating school cultures and climates in which all students are seen, heard, and validated, regardless of skin tone or cultural background. One way to protect students against the cancer that is racism is by proactively creating school environments in which racism is regularly discussed and by equipping students, staff members, and parents with anti-racist educational resources. Many Prince William County staff members are disempowered and ill-equipped to implement effective initiatives that will help educate all students about prejudice and racism in the world and in Prince William County. Too much is at stake, and our silence is shameful. We as a school community should not have to wait for a heart attack moment like the tragic racially motivated mass shooting that happened this past weekend in Buffalo, New York, to prioritize conversations, curriculums, and school culture that normalize healthy discussions about racism and its dangerous effects. I am asking that all Prince William County staff members be empowered with the tools to assess and address the inherent prejudices that we all have, and to take responsible action when verbal and physical racial and cultural assaults are heard, seen, and reported. I am asking that professional development opportunities for staff include effective training on cultural competency, white fragility, microaggressions, and the like, and that staff members be held accountable for applying what is learned in the training. I am asking that you partner with families and community leaders to create in-school networks that racially and culturally support students of color, especially students of color attending predominantly white schools. I am asking that you listen to and partner with parents who tell Prince William County administrators that their child was the target of racist behavior, or that white students were laughing and joking while slavery or Jim Crow was being discussed in social studies class. I want you to proactively protect the students and the parents who see no value in even reporting racial and cultural violations because they know that nothing will be done. I am asking you to prioritize protecting all Prince William County students against this cancer
Thank you, Ms.
that is
Roberts.
racism. Thank you.
Chris Frunderberg.
Hello, my name is Chris Funderburg, and my address is on file. In the 2 weeks since we last spoke, only 2 of you found it worthwhile to respond to me. Since then, I've had radio silence. I'm the father of 5 children in county schools, and I'm trying to warn you about the problems you're getting ready to face and the damage that it's going to do. Based on my research of PWCS Policy 738-5 and the VDOE Transgender Model Policy, several issues are apparent. School staff are forbidden from notifying parents of their child being trans queer without the child's consent, robbing them of the ability to get their child help. They are also required to lie to parents. They must use the child's given name during the parent communication and then their trans queer name in school. School staff can report parents as abusive to CPS if parents don't affirm their child's preferred gender identity. This is shockingly draconian and designed to scare parents into compliance. Bathrooms and locker rooms will become an issue. Just look at Loudoun County. Students are allowed to use facilities based on their preferred gender ID. What about staff? VDOE's transgender model policy forbids school from questioning a student entering the wrong bathroom. I can't imagine anything wrong with that, like the multiple rapes in Loudoun County. Do parents know that their children are sharing bathrooms and locker rooms with someone of the opposite sex? Have we forgotten why we have sex-segregated facilities? And they are sex segregated, not gender segregated. Students who misgender a trans queer child can be accused of sexual assault as defined in Title IX. Our children can be labeled as a sexual assaulter simply for using the biologically correct pronoun and given stiffer penalties under the Code of Behavior beyond simple bullying, which generally isn't much anything. This is also forced speech. These things will further deteriorate trust between parents and the school system at a time when it is needed the most. School staff are required to use preferred pronouns and names. Again, this is forced speech, which is much worse than being denied the ability to say whatever you want. Loudoun was recently forced to rehire a teacher that was fired for refusing to use preferred pronouns. The model policy also encourages trans queer after-school clubs to further normalize deviant behavior, and it is deviant behavior. The definition of deviant is departing from usual or accepted standards, especially in social or sexual behavior. Trans queer make up about 0.3% of the population, which falls into the deviant category. The trans queer agenda sacrifices the safety and well-being of the 99.7% of the population for the questionable safety of trans queer students. Telling children that believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy that they can change genders will cause long-term and possibly even lifelong damage to them, and that will be on you. End this farce, remove the books, stop the clubs, shut your mouth, and prevent activist staff from indoctrinating our children. It's not hate, it's the truth.
Let me have some order in the room. I don't expect anyone from the audience to make comments, and I certainly don't expect speakers at the podium to address members in the audience. That'll be the end of citizen comment time, as he's our last speaker. If that happens again at the next meeting, we'll have you escorted out, both from the audience and our podium speakers. Proper decorum is expected as we are trying to model good behavior for our students. Tonight is the last meeting this year for our current student representatives. Danya Sharifi, a junior at Gainesville High School, is joining us on the dais this evening. We also have our other student representatives, Charlotte Flynn and our alternate, Mekalet Surafel, joining us today. Since this is their last meeting, we'll give each of them an opportunity to speak, and let's start with our senior. Well, actually, we'll start with Danya because she's here first, and then we'll end with our senior. Let's do that. Let's start with our senior, Danya, or let's start with Danya, who's up on the dais. Danya.
Good evening to the school board, Chairman Lateef, Dr. McDade, and the Prince William County School community. I would like to thank you all for allowing the student representative to speak for our last time this year tonight as a reflection for our past year. Coming to the student representative position, I hadn't known exactly what I was going to do. Just a few bullet points on the website and a couple questions answered at the interview, but I was still foggy as to what the day-to-day operations of this position entailed. I walked into the end of the summer to do an introduction video where I met Charlotte and McLeet, and I knew that immediately we would be able to see eye to eye and go towards our goals this year. It was at the first school board meeting where we were faced with the reality of what being part of the school board was. Not only are we to represent the students' voice in our best ability, but to see how the school board addresses citizen concerns and votes on certain agenda items. It is so gratifying and such an amazing opportunity to sit here on the dais with school board representatives and members and have the chance to give back to the community I've been a part of since the age of 5, entering kindergarten, and next year when I graduate, walking across the stage. I look forward to every time that I get to come here to one of the school board meetings, and my favorite part, as we've seen today, is really the Thriving Futures focus that we've introduced this past few months. To see those students get recognized in sports like swimming and wrestling, and in robotics and scientific competitions is really just a heartwarming thing that Prince William County School does, and I know it means a lot to them. Additionally, I like seeing the reports and breakdowns of academics between different county and grades and see how the school board is really combating the dynamics of grade distribution against different student backgrounds. As for what we've done as student representatives, I love working with Ms. Viola and Mr. Gervin, our sponsors, meeting bi-weekly with the other reps and actively working towards our goals this year. From getting the chance to attend Code of Behavior Council meetings regarding dress code with Ms. Duggars, and working to raise awareness about the dress code modifications, to creating social media accounts with the reps to connect with other students, to working with Dr. Neal on the school start time survey. It has been such an amazing opportunity. With the future goals, I hope the role of student representative continues for the years to come, as it's such an amazing opportunity for the students to really engage and be a part of this community. We hope that this future student representatives really get more involved and get more student leadership involved. Sunday shoutouts on social media pages similar to Thriving Futures, new lunch menu varieties to accompany different dietary need, holding fall convention for students to speak upon different topics, a website for the student rep and senate to be able to contact and promote leadership amongst our younger students. All in all, this has been one of the most milestone, life-changing opportunities that I've had the opportunity to leap into as I applied and have grown in this role throughout the whole year. I loved how I got to learn about the Prince William County School Board and education system, along with getting the ability to learn myself better and pushing myself out of the comfort zone to try new things. I cannot wait to see what the future holds, and I would like to thank you all for making this possible and for having the chance to speak tonight, as this has genuinely spiked my interest in the fields of education, public policy, and government. Thank you, and have a good rest of your evening.
Very good, Danya. Next, we'll hear from Meklet Serafel from Hilton High School. If you want to come to the podium, Ms. Meklet, thank you.
McLeet.
Meklet.
It's okay. Good evening. I'm super glad to be here. I've been allotted 2 minutes of time to recap this year's student representative impact. 2 minutes is simply not enough time, but neither was 42 weeks. In my 42 weeks as an alternate, I was not concerned about the next thing I would say on the dais, but rather how the Prince William County student body reacted or adapted to the structure given by district policy. This year, I had to recognize my own confirmation bias about what education meant to me, someone who has only been exposed to traditional K-12 institutions prior to being a rep. To clarify, I have a 4.0 GPA, as many of my peers do. I'm surrounded by students dedicated to their education, their extracurricular activities, and above all, their community. I don't say this to set myself up for compliments and praise. Rather, I speak only of my subjective experiences because I find myself representing the majority of students in Prince William County that are struggling out of sight, the ones that are set to the side because they'll be all right. I now know that although this number, 4.0, reflects a perfect grade point average, I am far from a straight A student. I get on average 5 hours of sleep a night, I have 87 tardies, and I turn in almost every single assignment late. Not because I want to, but because I can. From what I've gathered after countless conversations with teachers, administrators, and students from all backgrounds, I have concluded that a fundamental problem in education is identifying when a student's error is of behavioral or academic origin, and specifically how that coincides with Prince William County's lack of an equitable late work policy. When an institution allows administrative decisions to be made on a branched out level, there tends to be many inconsistencies. Prince William County has excellently identified that late work is a behavioral issue, not academic, as students can know the content but not reflect that in a timely manner via given assignments. However, the broad policy, section 600, code 661-3, renders head of subject departments responsible for the consequences of late work. To quote, teacher teams shall work together with their educational leaders to set reasonable guidelines for turning in late work and encourage the completion of missing assignments, end quote. This policy does allow for flexibility for the student to explain reasons for late work, such as being a caretaker or working after school. However, it completely dismantles the teacher-student relationship and allows the development of poor habits such as procrastination for individuals who don't have pressing responsibilities to develop. To clarify, the teacher-student relationship ideally revolves around enlightenment, compassion, and mutual respect. The aforementioned policy reinvents teachers as administrators rather than educators. It is also conflicting, as even though it is agreed that late work is behavioral, the consequences are academic, with repercussions including letter grade deductions and points taken off. As student representative, I began the Caleb Project, which allowed me to explore non-traditional education and the opportunities presented within, in honor of Caleb Crosby, a student at Hilton who took his own life, and my dear friend. I had the distinct pleasure and honor of touring Independence Non-Traditional School with Dr. Eichhorn. Independence is a school which models the perfect balance of specialized education in a comprehensive setting, a genuine school of excellence I'm sure all of you have had the pleasure of visiting. Granted, the school is specifically dedicated to providing a custom educational experience for students, but even underneath broad regulation, Independence manages to cultivate an environment that is consistent and mutually beneficial in the teacher-student relationship. How do they achieve this? Communication. If the policy were to be altered along the lines of students may only turn in formative assignments late before its corresponding summative assignments with the excuse of communicated conflicts between the teacher, student, and the parent, it would allow the flexibility the previous policy already provides while ensuring only those who need extensions are granted them. It eases the burden of teachers who are swamped with late work, and added communication strengthens the teacher-student relationship. Late work policy left up to the various departments of education might allot the delegation of responsibilities and prevent a dramatic shift from the norm, but it also renders inconsistent as certain behaviors are tolerated in one class while praised in the next. It is not structured, and to leave it up to a student's self-discipline and time constraints, which is what it eventually comes down to, is the most silent threat and consequential disservice to education of all. No one wants to say this. No student wants to come out and declare, we need more structure and we need it with a grain of compassion. But it has to be said, or reality of a professional environment will take out the generation of students Prince William County fostered for decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you, McLeod. Next will be our senior, Charlotte Flynn, and look forward to hearing from you, Ms. Charlotte.
Thank you. Good evening, school board members and Prince William County. It has been a pleasure to serve this community as one of the student representatives for this school year. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent your students and let their voices be heard. It has been an honor to serve within government and have this experience within public policy. For my final speech, I would like to leave a couple of parting wishes for the future. I wish the future representatives and Student Senate the best of luck as they continue to work within government to incite change and spread awareness to a public forum. The results of the starting time survey will be analyzed in due time, and I hope that change will occur to respond to the needs of students and that other future mental health endeavors and initiatives will be considered and implemented to provide relief. I wish that Prince William and its families continue down this path of current success, and I hope our community is proud of and recognizes the accomplishments it has achieved this year. I hope the path to recovery after the pandemic is short. I know many students have suffered because of doubt and uncertainty, but the strides we have made since last year and the achievements we continue to make are incredibly important and amazing. Lastly, I hope the issues that are still prevalent within our county will be resolved. Whether it be racial injustice, inequity, poverty, or gender inclusivity, I hope our future student leaders work together to provide solutions that will support our students. It has been such a privilege to work with Danya and McLeod this year. I hope they continue to provide this county with insight from our schools and speak their minds. I'm incredibly grateful and proud of them, and I can't wait to see where they will end up and what they will do. They have inspired me, and I'm so happy I got to work with them. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
So I think I can speak for the whole board. we have been, and certainly if other members want to say things, but we've been well served by you all. I think the students have been incredibly served by you all. And not to show my bias, but I'll show my bias. If we get to a point where the start times are changed, I will give full credit to you three and Ben Kim from last year for making sure that this got done, and all the students for the work you've done on that. So I can't thank you all enough. You've put social and emotional learning, mental health, student start times at the top of your commitment for the students this year. We have heard it. You continue, McLeod, to even bring up things this evening that this school board and administration need to pay attention to. We appreciate it. You are serving your students well and serving the Student Senate as well, and we really, truly appreciate it. We hope nothing but the best for your futures, and look forward with our juniors to working with you again, over time, whether you're working in your school as an activist or a student leader or on the Senate or wherever you may find yourselves. And to Ms. Charlotte Flynn, we wish you the best as you leave Prince William County to go to the University of Virginia, and we're excited. You had your pick of some of the best institutions in the country. We're excited you picked to stay here in the state, in the Commonwealth. We're very excited, and we wish you the best. And I can't thank you all enough for all the work you've done. I think, it's been said over and over again, this is not an easy time to serve on a school board. You guys served in some of our first few meetings, which were highly contentious, and served in a capacity where you showed tremendous courage and character and a commitment to your student body, and we really appreciate it. And I hope you leave here and remember always the work that you've done has made this place a better place. Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is one of my favorite moments of the school year. As an originator of the idea, along with Ms. Jessie, to have student representatives on the board, it is a moment that continuously fills my heart with a lot of joy and pride to see the evolution of the program, and specifically with you three ladies, how you have taken this role and made it your own and continue to be the voice of our student body. Your ideas, the way that you are able to communicate with the student body and then communicate in turn effectively to this board, but also to the public, fills my heart with joy. Every year this board gets questions of why do we have student reps on the board, and do we think this is a good idea? And as someone who has advocated continuously for a voice for our 90-some thousand students, you ladies definitely epitomize why it's so important to have student representatives on the board. You bring valuable insight, create wonderful ideas, and remind us regularly what it's like to be a student in Prince William County Schools in such a professional and outstanding manner. Not only that, but the real world practical experiences that you have been exposed to while being students on the board, and to do it all so gracefully is just, it just does my heart good. I'm specifically proud, I'm sure our board is as well. I don't want to speak for everyone else for that matter, but I hope, I say this to all of our outgoing board members, I hope that you will come back, that you will share your experiences as you move on to college, Ms. Flynn, your experiences next year as seniors in high schools, and seniors in high school, and that you continue to advocate for your fellow peers. This program is just amazing, and to see, I would like to see more coordination with our student senate and our student board as well, and I think, that's wonderful. I would love to see a website or other means of social media communication for board student representatives, as well as I hope that in the future the state will recognize and provide more continuous learning opportunities for you. Besides, I think the only thing now is VSBA conference, which you guys didn't really get a chance to do because of COVID, but I wish you all the best of luck next year and many successes. And please come back and let us know what else is going on and how your experience has been freshman year, Charlotte. Thank you so much.
Okay, with that, we'll go to Ms. Jessie.
I just want to say to these young ladies,
you are not only intelligent and bright, you are very brave. I remember the night we were huddled in the back room, and Miss Flynn was there, and you guys were like, well, it's just another day, and all of us were just so concerned about our own safety, and you guys just hung in there, and Dr. McDade sat with you, but I think they were less concerned than you were, Dr. McDade. They were just young women who understand that some things happen, and you have heard everything on this board. You've heard citizens be upset about items. You've heard the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think it prepares you when you go to college because it's a different time for you. You're going to learn a lot of things from different people. It was an honor to work along with Ms. Williams with this idea, but we were not the only ones on this board who wanted student representatives. There were other members of this board who also supported it. Sometimes you have an idea, but in this board you have to have 5 votes for anything. So I just want to say that the emphasis on students, Dr. McDade tonight with all these students, it took some time, but it was really worth it because these are the voices that we really need to hear. As an elementary principal, I realized if I wanted to know what was going on in that building, I would ask the students. If I wanted to know why you didn't pass the SOL, they would tell me. Oh, I thought it was A. Oh, did I mark C, Mrs. Jessie? Oh, I thought it was A. It was a simple solution, but you have to, if you want to know the answer to things, ask the people who are affected, and those are the students. So I'm honored to have you on the board, and it's been a real lifetime experience for all of us to have you on this board, and I think you've added much to the community. Thank you.
Dr. McDade.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. I would like to just commend each of you for your leadership this year, for being an advocate for all students in Prince William County. You were so responsible in making sure that you were representing the voice of the students that you served on the board, but also your leadership in your individual schools. So I'm looking forward to continuing to work with McLeod and Danya, and best wishes to you, Charlotte, on your journey. We are looking forward to seeing great things from you in the road ahead, and just appreciate all of the time that you've spent with us this year working on critical issues to make sure that student voice is elevated in this school division. So thank you so much for your service and for your leadership.
Wonderful. Well, now we'll move into superintendent's time. Dr. McDade.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. May has been a month dedicated to many special recognitions and celebrations, which includes Asian Pacific American Heritage Month and Jewish American Heritage Month. I would like to close out the month of May honoring the immeasurable contributions of our Asian Pacific Americans and Jewish Americans that they've made to our nation and local community. As a reminder, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. You've heard us talk about mental health throughout this month. It's incredibly important part of our overall well-being and critical in our ability to support our families, work effectively, participate in school, and contribute to society in meaningful ways. I was honored to participate in 2 recent events shining a light on the importance of taking care of our mental health. A couple of weeks ago, I joined several students, hundreds of students, as a matter of fact, staff members and community members for the Forest Park High School Suicide Awareness Walk. Both events serve as an example of the importance of destigmatizing mental health issues. What was most inspiring was the entire event was coordinated by our Forest Park student leaders. Also, special thanks to Forest Park teacher Shannon Garrity, who is the student sponsor for this initiative. I would like to share a short video highlighting the Suicide Awareness Walk.
I appreciate the efforts of the Forest Park student body and community to organize this annual walk to honor those that we have lost and give hope to those who continue to struggle with mental health challenges.
One of my students had lost a family member to suicide, and she suggested that we do a suicide awareness walk to destigmatize mental health. And it's important to the kids, and they run the whole thing. I'm so proud of them.
I'm here because I feel like suicide awareness is an important subject and it's not talked about enough.
especially for young people.
Today, I'm here to let people know that it's okay to ask for help and to look for support in the people around you.
I really thought it was important to just join something like this, something way bigger than myself, to help others and to be aware that I can talk about my mental health as well as others can too.
I just want to bring awareness to mental health and break the stigma and let people know that they're not alone and that we're all in this together and we're all fighting together.
About 90% of those that do attempt suicide have treatable conditions and just need to be made to feel that they're not alone and that they can reach out and get the support they need.
I've struggled with suicide in the past, to be completely honest and transparent with you, but I was never forthcoming with it. I thought I was gonna be shunned and ridiculed and laughed at. I was scared. I am a survivor, and I want to work with others to show that they can survive. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they are alone ever again.
We will walk to give a voice to those who are no longer here, and we will triumph as we stand together to bring awareness to this epidemic. Help us end this stigma, and remember, you are not alone.
This Saturday, Freedom High School will host the Mental Health and Wellness Expo from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Several community organizations have joined with PWCS in sponsoring this event that will feature student and community performances, exercises, food, games, and important mental health and wellness resources for the entire family and community. I encourage everyone to attend. More information can be found on our website at www.pwcs.edu. As shared previously, May 25th is the 2022 PWCS Signing Day celebration. PWCS will recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of graduating seniors who shared with us that they have obtained full-time employment or committed to military service. We are excited about celebrating these outstanding accomplishments. Our career and technical education programs are critical in preparation of our students for life after graduation. In partnership with Prince William County Fire and Rescue, students in the firefighting program at Unity Reed High School are learning a combination of traditional classroom instruction and blended field experience. The program is available to all PWCS high school students as a transport specialty program through CTE. Through this program, students obtain the knowledge and skills to help prepare them to become a volunteer or career firefighter. Let's check out more in this video.
We're here at the Public Safety Training Academy with the Prince William County Fire Cadets. Today we're cutting cars, learning a little bit of vehicle extrication and playing with hydraulic tools like the Jaws of Life, the cutters and stuff, which is pretty cool.
The cadet program is a one-year firefighter program for Prince William County high school students. It presents them with the opportunity to become familiar in the field of the fire and emergency service, and they also have the opportunity to become certified as a firefighter if they meet all of the educational requirements.
Learn a lot, whether it be from fire hoses or how to search a room or how to talk on the phone to people. Some highlights would definitely be going into a burning building. That's pretty cool, putting out a fire, tearing some ceilings down. It's a fun program. I get to come out here every other day. I get to exercise a little bit, learn something new. Probably my favorite part is cutting the cars and doing the fun stuff, putting the mask on, going inside the burn building. The highlight of my entire high school career right now is this class. So you come in every other day, a bus will pick you up after your first period, and you come here. We're either in the classroom doing lectures or we're out here doing practicals. Usually it's a mix of both. If you're interested in becoming a firefighter, this is definitely a great program. You meet a lot of people that you might meet out in the field, get your name out there and kind of help you get your foot in the door. This class is great. I couldn't recommend it enough, especially if you wanted to go into the fire service afterwards.
If you're interested in more information about the high school fire cadet program, you can check out our website and also find us on Twitter. We have photos and videos of the activities we do in class.
To close out my report tonight, I would like to introduce Ms. Rita Goss, our Associate Superintendent for Teaching and Learning, and Denise Hebner, Associate Superintendent for Special Education and Student Services. They will come before us to share critical information about this year's summer school offerings.
Good evening, Chairman Lateef,
Vice Chairwoman Jackson, and school board members. Mrs. Huebner and I are here tonight, and we are excited to share about the reimagining of summer school this year. And actually, this slide gives you an overview of what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to share about those reimagined learning opportunities, as well as the professional learning and support for those instructional programs. We're also going to talk a little bit about the logistics. We're going to talk about really reimagining. This is the third semester of a year long of learning that includes all of our students, but also our teachers, leaders, and our families. Our summer school plan aligns to the strategic plan all four of our commitments, learning and achievement for all, by addressing the unfinished learning as it was laid out in the unfinished learning plan. Also, by looking at how are we providing equitable learning experiences for our students and providing high-quality curriculum and resources to all of our students during their learning during the summer. Providing that professional learning to support that high-quality instruction, providing a positive climate and culture through promoting scholarship and success and learning all year round, engaging our families in authentic partnerships, and having opportunities for our parents to learn alongside of us and participate in important conversations about the needs of our students and where we are in our learning and achievement. And then also ensuring that we have that organizational coherence and that planning across schools and offices, as well as in the community, along with being focused on the cycles of improvement that are really an important part of our strategic plan. This year's summer school has really two pieces. The launch program, which is similar to our traditional summer school, where we will offer in-person learning for our most intensive, really remedial classes that really support all of our students, kindergarten through grade 12. For our high schoolers, of course, we're trying to propel our high schoolers towards graduation, and this will include credit recovery. For Discovery, which is our expanded enrichment opportunities this summer that we're so excited about, students will have an opportunity to participate in person and virtually, as well as some independent learning opportunities. These learning opportunities in the Discovery portion are not only provided by our own PWCS staff, but also in partnership with some of our partners in the community, like our Parks and Rec folks. The summer school launch programs, this lists out those programs at all three levels, at elementary, middle, and high school, and establishes the time frames for each of those this year. Those programs are from 3 to 6 weeks in length. For the mathematics, the launch program at K through 8, where we are providing that more intensive support for our students to overcome that unfinished learning. Our mathematics program in elementary is really going to focus on the areas in our data that show that we need the most support. Number and number sense for K through 2, which includes number identification and representation, whole numbers, and decimal rounding. For grade 3, we'll be focusing on multiplication and division. For grades 4 and 5, we'll be focusing on fractions. For grades 6 through 8, we'll be focusing on proportional reasoning, or that comparison of ratios to help solve problems. For our English language arts, we will be really focusing on building really strong readers, writers, listeners, and speakers. For elementary students, we'll be focusing on improving fluency, comprehension, our text analysis, and also skills to reflect on what students are reading. We will, in the middle level, be focused on really strengthening skills, building readers and writers that really have stamina to read and write and can do that independently. It really is a strengths-based program that really looks to not only build the skills that students need, but also build their confidence and their excitement about being readers and writers and learners. The Launch program, as it's outlined here, provides courses across all of our 4 content areas and includes classes in mathematics, English language arts, science, as well as history and social science. The Discovery Enrichment experiences, again, some of these are provided by our own PWCS employees, and we've expanded those opportunities, and you see some of those here on the screen that lays out our Fairy Tales Camp, our Tall Tales Theater Camp, we have PWC History Camp, we have Coding Camp, we have Cookology, we have a lot of exciting opportunities for students in the arts with our orchestra camp and also our choir camp. Just to highlight one of our partners, the Prince William County Parks and Rec, they have a number of opportunities that they are partnering with to offer those experiences of enrichment to not just students, but also families. One of those that I want to highlight tonight is every Monday this summer, Parks and Rec is offering at Ripon Lodge, Ben Lomond, and the Brentsville Courthouse an opportunity for a student along with 2 adults to accompany them for free and take that tour and learn more about Prince William County's history. In addition to what you've seen for students, we will have professional learning for our teachers and leaders to ensure the success of our summer program. Some of what we will be working with our teachers and leaders on are conscious classroom management, the Canvas courses and around the Canvas units that will be utilized this summer. That professional learning will take place June 13th through the 15th. We are partnering with outside experts at Scholastic Lit Camp. We have Pam Allen. We've partnered with Dewey. These folks will also be supporting our family engagement series, which will be part of our discovery opportunities. It's really important that we provide opportunities for our families to participate in all types of learning that will be there to support them as they support their learners this summer and as we support all learners in overcoming that unfinished learning that we've been talking a lot about this year. That will include book talks, videos, podcasts, and conversations with both folks from the community, but also national experts on how to support our students in all areas to ensure their success. And at this time, I'm going to ask my colleague, Mrs. Huebner, to come forward and talk about the logistics.
Thank you, Ms. Goss. So partnership has been the name of the game as we plan for summer school. It's taken teamwork. So our teams are very active in working with communications to promote summer school. Our parents have all been notified electronically through our school messenger system. Schools are following up individually with letters to parents, and schools are available to answer any questions from parents who might wonder, should my child be a good candidate for a program or need summer school? So I encourage parents to reach out directly to their schools for more specific information. Parents whose students qualify will be continuing to receive reminders through our school messaging system, and the frequency of those reminders will increase as we near the end of the registration date. Our registration is currently open, and that will close on June 15th so that we can recalibrate, and we will have late registration on June 20th as well, and I'll have that highlighted later on in the slides. We will be serving meals, breakfast and lunch at our 21 central sites. We will be community feeding sites for this, which means that not only our students attending summer school are able to eat, but any student under the age of 18 or any community member under the age of 18 will have access to food at those sites. The meals will be packaged in a format that is grab and go, or the option for grab and go, so that we can maximize the instructional time. We realize that summer school is a short amount of time. We want to pack as much learning as we can in, so we have designed the menu. Mr. Shiroki's team has designed the menu so that kids can take those meals with them to maximize the time. Our transportation team is working hard. We will have stops that are consolidated, but the transportation will be available and will be free. And we will have information, I'll move this right along so you can see this, there you go, information posted on our website once those routes and those schedules are available. So I'd encourage anyone who's looking for more information to really visit our website. We're trying very hard to make sure that everything is captured on our website and updated. So very quickly, I'll show you an overview. These are our central summer school sites. It's important to note that all of these sites will have the launch program, and the discovery program will be at select sites as the programs are offered. So this is an example of what our webpage looks like, where you can visit and register. The website is located there underneath the symbol and is available if you go onto our Prince William County Schools website. If you just put in the search summer school registration, it should pop up for you. And if you have any questions or difficulties with that, please reach out to our office at Student Management and Alternative Programs. We'll be happy to assist you with that. Or again, you can check with your school. Additionally, there's registration information for Discovery that is available on our website as well. And there's the contact information for our office, and our coordinator for summer school, Annette Boyd, is happy to assist any parents who are in need. That concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Questions? Ms. Jessie, then Ms. Williams.
First of all, I want to thank you for a comprehensive summer school program. The things that I noticed that were really exciting is the enrichment expansion that you're doing, the virtual option, the family engagement, and I'm glad that you're not having breakfasts and lunches, because I think it just destroys the instructional day. Just the travel time is really very difficult, so I want to thank you for that. A couple of questions that I have that I didn't have during our sessions, and I know that maybe you answered this. Will there be sites, you know, in the past we've had site summer school, then we had central office summer school. Is it all going to be one summer school from this summer school is going to be it?
So our students needing the most intensive support, we are having all of them attend the central summer school sites. But Mrs. Jessie, our schools are able to offer enrichment programs and other programs, such as our Title I elementary schools are offering the Rising Kindergarten program. So we will have unique programs being offered at many of our schools.
Okay, the other question that I have, I noticed that the 2-week enrichment programs, and are there costs for these summer school? I'm sure you answered that earlier, but I just want the public to know.
For the majority of these programs, they are free to students.
Okay. Are there specific ones that are costs? There's a cost?
There are some that have a cost to them, but all of our schools have, and our summer school offices and our instructional offices have an opportunity that we will provide the tuition, if you will, for students who are economically disadvantaged or are receiving free and reduced lunch.
Well, again, I think the word reimagine is, I could not imagine a summer school this as comprehensive. It's so specifically driven in terms of looking at, of course, the strategic plan. I think she knows I think you can recite them in your sleep, can't you? The 4 pillars or the 4 commitments. I saw you last night, and I'm just pleased to have a strategic plan that everything is aligned, and I appreciate everything that you guys have done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am very excited by this summer school program. I think it's high time and beyond time that we are able to provide not only an academic program, but an enrichment program. As a parent going through round number, I have no idea now, of trying to find summer programming for not only my own child, but for many of my bonus children. The fact that the county is able to provide enrichment to families free of charge in a county where it can cost at, I think, the low end, maybe $150 for 4 days of a program, up to $300 and some to do STEM camps for a week. It is out of range for most families, especially families that I work with on a regular basis, let alone if you have multiple kids. It's just impossible sometimes. I also appreciate the fact that we are providing transportation. Ms. Goss, if you would do me the favor of repeating what you just did for Ms. Jessie, because I know of so many parents who choose not to send their students to summer school because they hear that there is a cost, but they don't hear about the part where if you are on free and reduced lunch or economically disadvantaged, that we assist them. I don't think we have ever promoted that or stated it out loud at a board meeting. So if you don't mind.
So absolutely. So our programs are intended to be free, but those that do have a cost with them, our instructional offices or summer school office, we will be ensuring that no student who wants to participate is not able to because of the cost. And so if a parent needs that assistance, they can certainly reach out to me or to a member of my team in teaching and learning in the Office of Student Learning, or can certainly contact the summer school office and they can route them to the folks in my office who can support that need.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I will commend the summer school office already, as I have peppered them with a plethora of questions, trying to do enrollment for my own child, but also coordination with summer SAC programming. There's a lot of moving parts that I don't think everyone appreciates. I do very much, as a parent of a young student now, appreciate the coordination that Prince William County Schools does with SAC, the transportation that's provided. I think that's also something that we don't talk about, and a lot of parents have their students enrolled in SAC and don't know that your student can also participate in summer enrichment programs. I think that's very valuable information to them. I do want to know, for virtual parents who are not on School Messenger or do not or have not received anything all year long on School Messenger, how are virtual parents going to be notified if their students should participate in the academic portion or about these programs in general? Because the system information for relaying information is very different for virtual students.
So all students should be notified by their base school, those who qualify for the summer school. That is generated through our student information system. There are lists that are monitored, and the schools individually are reaching out through their counselors, teachers, so the base school should be reaching out and notifying those parents.
Do we have an estimator on when that occurs? Because most parents of young students, or just parents in general, we've already started planning for the summer, if not completed planning for the summer by this point in the school year. So I think it's important that if a parent hasn't received notification or if notifications have gone out, that they go back and look at that. Could you give me I'm not going to hold you to, it goes out on May 17th, but is there
I can say this.
estimated
I
timeframe?
know that we have made the initial notifications, and schools are in process of that. I know most parents should have been notified by now. So if they have not received confirmation from the school, there's a letter that goes from the school as well, please reach out to your school and inquire about the status of your child's need, because that has been in progress. It should have been happening more than one time. There should have been notification by now. So if a parent is in question, please reach out to your base school.
Thank you, I appreciate that, because this is like at the start of the year and the end of the year are the two busiest times of year. So it's very easy for a parent to miss something as important as that. And then I also want to note that I think it's important that parents look. When I first reviewed this information, I misunderstood, thinking that my student could go in an enrichment program and a summer school. And I think you have to look closely at what grade level your student's in and the school and the calendar of programs laid out. I just wanted to say that to parents while they have the opportunity, because I missed it in a rush trying to be excited for all the new opportunities. I was like, let's sign up for everything. But I think that this is a fantastic start. I look forward to growth in the years, and I appreciate all of the hard work that goes into this, because it takes months and months and lots of coordination. And I just wanted to praise you for all of your efforts, as well as Dr. McDade for bringing another opportunity for our students to participate in the summer, because so many who can't afford it would have never had this opportunity. So thank you very much.
Any other questions? Ms. Wall.
I just have a couple of clarification questions for my greater understanding of the program. One is, if I'm looking at slide 9, professional learning and family engagement. So I'm curious, under the family engagement part, partnership with Dewey, facilitate division-wide family events, platform available, podcasts, books, videos, et cetera. Does a family need to enroll in the discovery portion of this to access some of these things like books, videos, promotions, fun family events, or is that separate? Is this separate from the discovery section?
So we actually are going to advertise on the discovery those parent sessions. We have not advertised those parent sessions yet. We're still working out the logistics with some of our national experts and authors who are going to be joining us. So as soon as those logistics are worked out with them, we will be advertising those, and we will ask that parents really go through a process to let us know that they're going to be participating in those opportunities. That's also it's a great question, because I also want to take the opportunity to make a note to all of our parents that those family engagement sessions will also be interpreted in multiple languages, so that all of our families can access those opportunities. And by asking our parents to go through a process to let us know they're going to be participating, it also allows them to let us know if they have any language needs, that we would then make sure that we have a channel set up for that language when the opportunity takes place.
Okay, so thank you. So what I'm understanding then is that in order to access these kinds of family engagement things, a family does need to register through the Discovery program, right?
Those that are offered by us, yes. Okay. Now, some of those those family experiences offered by some of our partners, there isn't a registration. For example, that every Monday opportunity that families, student and 2 accompanying adults can take advantage of, they can go to that place that doesn't require the registration.
Okay, I think I understand. My other question is then, for the Discovery section, because this is new, right?
Absolutely, it is.
So is there a plan to help folks understand what this may look like, or what the advantage would be to enroll your child in it? I'm just imagining a scenario where you have a student who's a good student, but maybe you want to keep them occupied or busy or challenge them. Maybe they're an advanced student. But what is going to be, I guess, the education piece for the parents to say, hey, look, this is going to be great. I don't, apart from enrolling in it and actually kind of taking a leap of faith.
So you may have seen in the slides that were shared by Mrs. Huebner, the marketing and information that's going out about the sessions. We are promoting this as an opportunity for all students, right? That year-round learning. So it certainly is, and hopefully the parents that are listening tonight are also hearing me say that those enrichment opportunities are really for all students, even those that are in the launch program. There are some enrichment opportunities that they also can participate in. Of course, the parents will need to look at the schedule to see if those line up with what their summer schedule is looking like. But we can certainly make sure that we also put out some additional information through our school channels in other ways to ensure that parents understand the exact thing that you're asking about, because we certainly want parents to take advantage of these enrichment opportunities. I will say that we are already having a pretty robust registration for those, so I think the message is getting out. But of course, we want to really, like I said, reimagine and rebrand summer school as an opportunity to learn year-round. So we take on the challenge of putting out some additional communication around that.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have one more question, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Do we have, obviously for the launch, it will be, maybe you pass your SOL or you pass your class or something like that. But for the Discovery, do we have some kind of incentive structure, or is there going to be like a certificate or?
So there are going to be absolutely. So there are going to be a variety of incentives that we put out over the course of the summer that will include perhaps certificates, but also a number of challenges where students can earn books or some other pieces that we're hoping to connect to those opportunities. And so there will be those incentives posted as we move through the summer and get closer to the time of those enrichment opportunities. So thank you for bringing that up, because that's an important way that we're going to keep encouraging our students. I also want to take the opportunity to just say that we're not limiting our students to those enrichment opportunities, so students can certainly sign up for more than one and we hope they do.
Thank you. Thank you very much for answering my questions.
Jackson.
Thank you, Ms. Goss. I'm excited about this extensive and change. I'm hoping that we will consider collecting feedback at the end of the year from participants or parents so that we can reevaluate it for next year, because this is great. I just have one clarifying question, because a bunch of my questions were kind of addressed, and that's on page 6. And it has to do, this is going to sound a little silly, but are we front-loading skills or are we reinforcing them? Because is it emerging third graders or current third graders? Because it says multiplication and division, and I just want to make sure I'm reading the slide correctly, because it hasn't been covered in second grade.
So when we do summer school for elementary students, that is for the grade that they're coming out of. So they are getting those skills again, if you will. But we're working on them in both ways that you just identified. So we are looking to accelerate their learning, but we also will be providing some interventions through summer school as well.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you both. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. McDade. We will move on next to 1601, approval of the board poll action. A motion's in order, Ms. Jackson. 1601. Yep.
I move that the Prince William County School Board confirm the May 9th, 2022 board poll supporting the SMAPD's recommendation to reassign student SR 222-054 as discussed in the May 4th, 2022 closed session.
Do I have a second? Ms. Jessie seconds. Any discussion? Please vote. Ms. Ralston, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ralston votes yes.
The vote is 8 yes, unanimous, motion passed.
Next, we'll move to an update on the Governor's School at Innovation Park by Madam Chair Williams from the Governor's School Board.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I start, Mr. Chairman, is there anything you'd like to add from the last Governor's School Board meeting?
No, we just got a report on where we were on admissions. They were finalizing admissions for next year, and more calendar-related stuff and budget stuff. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I asked because I unfortunately had to attend a different meeting, so I wanted to make sure the public was aware. For the Governor's School at Innovation Park, not only did we have a meeting, but one of my favorite things, which I think this was my second time, maybe third time attending, but was the 2022 Research Symposium held by all of our students at the Governor's School at Innovation Park. This was on May 13th. Student groups presented and had displays for 66 projects of varying topics that range from everything the average person could understand to some things that I think I need a research scientist to explain to me as I was there. But the students did a fantastic job of making their projects understandable and communicating with those of us who don't live, breathe, eat, sleep science research on a daily basis. Being as though I was there and had the opportunity to attend, I picked up some student brochures I'd like to highlight. I want to mention I was not only joined there by staff from the Governor's School, but there were members of the public who were there who spoke so highly of our students, as well as the chairman. The first project I'd like to share is the Ambro Box. These pamphlets and student projects were all done by the students. This project in particular was a storage type of container designed by the students that had an LED screen, an indicator that informed you when whatever it is that you put in this box and then plugged into the LED or at the top when your food was expiring. And it also not only told you by date and time on top, but there's light indicators as well. The next one I stopped by was the Drop and Drink, which is an automatic intake on automatic recycling machine, which would eliminate the need for multiple recycling containers. You just drop your item in, it automatically sorts it, and voila. Another presentation was called AirTouch. It eliminated the need to touch screens. This was generated, of course, due to COVID. So you would simply place your finger or an item in front of, in this example, it's an elevator, and do a little motion like this. The button would light up, the device would work, and it would be contactless. This one was pretty fascinating. I walked up to the student, he said, my project's pretty simple. And I said, simple is awesome sometimes. Most often, actually. This is a pen for individuals who suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. The devices used by individuals with this particular condition often are larger to alleviate symptoms, but the emphasis on this project was to take an existing device, which is a writing utensil. Whoever is using it would then be alerted to the time that they should be using it to write before causing themselves further harm and injury. The next project, my youngest son, I had to share with him. He thought this was great, as his responsibility is feeding cats, and asked me when could I buy this, was an automatic cat feeder. It was an automatic cat feeder that not only could put your cat on a diet depending on which cat walked in, it identified the cat by weight, it dosed food appropriately, and then also could tell if that same cat went back for repeat feedings and would not feed that cat to keep the cat healthy, and for those of us who own cats know that also keep your cat from being mad at you. So I thought this was pretty interesting. I picked up the brochures, as many as that I could find, to show members of the public here, these are our students. These are student-generated ideas. We don't tell our students, this is a list of projects you have to take and make your own. This is what comes from them. They are then mentored, provided teaching. Sometimes they work with partners in the community. They have to be able to explain their projects to the average citizen that walks by. It is also on display because Prince William County Schools, Manassas City, Mess Park also bring in younger high school students, so that they have the opportunity to view these projects, to get excited about the Governor's School. Once again, I just want to say I'm so very proud to be chair, to be able to participate in the academic life of these students, but just proud in general that these are our students, our Prince William County students who developed and created these projects, also with Manassas City and Manassas Park, I don't want to forget them. But this is what our students are capable of. So it's not just Thomas Jefferson as the school that we hear about the most, where you talk about STEM and STEAM activities. We have this right in our backyard. We should be so extremely proud of our students who participate in the Governor's School and all of the extra work that they take on to participate in the Governor's School. And if you have the opportunity, I would encourage you to attend next year because it is open to the public. It's held on George Mason campus at Innovation Park in Manassas. And just really, I mean, it is something to see and very amazing. And to end, I just want to say an early congratulations to our Governor's School students who will graduate on Friday from the Governor's School because they graduate on Mason's timeline. They're not done with high school, period. But they will be done with their Governor's School program. That will be this Friday at 8:30 a.m. I just want to say congratulations in advance and how much I look forward to participating. They, along with Independence Non-Traditional, have students as the main focus of their graduation. And I look forward to hearing our student speakers every year. They always produce such amazing speakers. One year, actually, several years before COVID, they used FaceTime to opt in a student to graduate who could not be there, and the students all gathered around and carried an iPhone, I believe it was, or an iPad to walk him ceremoniously to receive his credentials, and this was pre-COVID. So the things that our students do, if we get out of the way and allow them to have accountability for their own academics and mentor and support them, is just amazing and noteworthy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Excellent. All right, fantastic. Thank you, Ms. Williams. We're going to move on to Board Matters. Mr. Welk, we'll start with you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Lots to catch up on. Last session, a lot of time to Ms. Jessie to have that recognition, which was great at the end of the night. Just a couple events I want to praise that I attended. Shortly after last board meeting, I do want to recognize, so a lot of times middle school productions don't, for performances and stuff, of course a lot of middle schools have cafetoriums and such, and not as glamorous as a high school auditorium to put on a show, but I have to commend Graham Park had a phenomenal performance of Beauty and the Beast. I've never seen a turnout like there was for that show, and it was a great job. And I do want to recognize the actress Belle, who has, I think, a great future in musical theater. Phenomenal work. Forest Park, we've seen a lot of attention, rightfully so, for the Forest Park Suicide Awareness Walk. That was held on 5/7. A number of my colleagues came out to support, as they always do, including members of the BOCS, Congressman Conley, Dr. McDade. And so I think this was a very, again, timely event given the spike of suicides, depression, and other mental concerns that are impacting our students today. I do want to also mention that yesterday I was able to attend with Dr. McDade a great event, the 4th Annual Forest Park Police Appreciation Dinner. This is Police Officer Appreciation Week. And as always, I'm very thankful for the SROs we have in our schools. Last night I was with the SRO Forest Park, along with the other police officers for their shift, as Forest Park students actually fed the police officers, interacted with them, went on tours of the building and the news station. It was just a great event. And it was great to be part of and respect those who serve in our law enforcement, both the men and women. It's a great opportunity at the beginning for students who are interested in that career, hearing from the police chief and others about those opportunities. Lastly, I want to recognize a couple of people. Potomac High School's own chef, Ronald Evans. He received an award for education excellence in the entire state, or the Commonwealth of Virginia. So major credit to him and some of the great programs. The way he was able to finesse around the kitchen for when he was doing virtual was amazing. The cameras he set up and all that stuff, it was great. And then also, I've noticed a lot of Potomac recognition with some of these countywide videos that have been put out. Ashland Watchdogs, which I'm biased, I think is one of the best watchdog programs, largely thanks to a strong military community there. Nurse Elizabeth Gonzalez of Forest Park for Nurses Appreciation. And then, of course, Shannon Garrity was interviewed for the Suicide Awareness Walk. So thank you all. Looking forward to next meeting.
Thank you. Ms. Agarwal?
Thank you. We talk at this time of year a lot about our seniors graduating and moving on. And over the past couple weeks, I got to see a lot of the parents who are also going to be moving on because they have their last of their children who are in whatever their thing is, music, sports, whatever. And I just wanted to say thank you to the parents who spend all this time volunteering at school, putting in all these hours and hours of time to make sure that their students, that our students, have opportunities to excel in sports or in something academic or in music. It just struck me as I was going to some of these final events at some of the schools that we also have parents who are sort of matriculating through. So thank you to all of you who do those things. I got to do some interesting things this week. I was at the Dale City Civic Association, where I also heard our police chief talk about just various things. And we did spend a little bit of time talking about future careers for our students. There's a cadet program that I think would be really interesting for our kids to take a look at. You cannot become a police officer until you are 21, but they have programs that will sort of get you in the career and take you through. So I encourage people to start taking a look at that. Got to also do the Suicide Awareness Walk, and that's going to connect with some other things here in just a second. Also, I spent some time at Hilton High School this week. Their counseling staff was doing different things during their lunch period, and one of the things that one of their staff members, one of their counselors came up with, they found out there are scholarships available for people to be able to pay for medical or mental health services. So there's an organization called To Write Love on Her Arms. That would be TWLOHA.com. They have a scholarship that pays for somewhere around 3 to 6 months of mental health care. And it'll pay that money directly to the therapist or organization. You need a guardian to help fill out the application, so you can't just do it by yourself. It's meant for people 18 and under. If you need a higher level of care, like an IOP, which is called intensive outpatient care, they will look at funding those too. But I encourage you to look at that because I know mental health is expensive. And once you can find someone that you want to work with, if you would like a little help in paying for it, I encourage you to take a look at that. Last thing I want to mention is congratulations to all of the kids who are working on graduating here. They're going to be, your future's wide open. I always get kind of teary when I go to graduations. It's one of my favorite things. But I wish you all lots of luck in whatever your future endeavors do. Thank you.
Ms. Wall.
Thank you, Dr. Lateef. So I'm going to start out by talking to the students. Testing season is upon us, as you know. So I would encourage you to do your best work and get a good night's rest, eat a good breakfast, and remember, if you've been working all along this whole school year, you're going to do fine. And don't worry and just say a prayer and do your best. I'm looking forward to the end of year concerts and performances, graduations and events. This is a really exciting time of year. Last year was such a touch and go situation with COVID and everything else. You know, if you recall, we were weeks before graduation where we weren't sure if we could have it in person. So I'm really excited about this year. I'm really looking forward to honoring graduates, being able to give those handshakes and hugs in person. And graduates, I just want to celebrate you and your accomplishments. Some happenings that I was able to attend this last 2-week period. Unity Braxton renaming ceremony was last week. It was a beautiful event. That's a school in my district. Right on the very edge of my district, and I was happy to see the successful rebranding of the school and feel the excitement there. I was able to attend Alvy's Elementary School's color run on Saturday. I got a t-shirt for that, and it was a color run, so everybody ended up colored in color. Not me, though, because I didn't have my shirt on, but the best thing about this was the community came out. It wasn't for like awards or anything, but everybody just came out for it. Little tiny kids all the way up to grandma and grandpa, and the adults were the ones that got the most color, like all over them. The kids were just targeting them, and it was just really a lot of fun. Fun tradition. One of the things that I'm so happy about being back in person is that we can have these fun traditions that pull us together as a community and build that fun love of being a school community, and that transfers into the classroom. At least I believe that it does. I just came from Senior Awards Night at Battlefield. It was so rewarding to hear the students' accomplishments and the different scholarships and awards that they had been given. So shout out to all those students. I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening. There's a graduation celebration night for the CASET program at Battlefield High School. That's the specialty program there. And also to the Governor's School graduation ceremony on Friday. I want to say thank you to our school nurses. Last Wednesday was National School Nurse Day. My family's been personally impacted by fantastic school nurses, and I just want to say thank you to the nurses all around our division. I continue to be concerned about academic progress and challenges that many students are facing. I continue to have concerns about collective bargaining. Please reach out to me if you have thoughts and that you want to share on that topic. I'm very interested in your thoughts about start times. As always, I am accessible by email and phone, and I am willing to meet with you. I will meet with anybody in my district who wants to talk with me about anything that they want to talk about. Ms. Jackson and I are looking to set up additional office hours. We've done this in the winter. We want to do it again where you can come and meet and talk with us and set up a time. If you're interested, please reach out to me. We'll set something up. If you have comments you want to make, email me, reach out to me, send me a text, and we'll schedule a time to talk. Thanks very much, everybody, and have a great evening.
Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since the last meeting, I was able to attend the 4th annual Multicultural Night at Freedom High School. I want to specifically thank Mr. Akbar for putting this program together. It was amazing and fantastic. The number of countries, the pride in the student families that were represented. Freedom is one of the schools that received students who were Afghan refugees. I was told that that was one of the first nights that those students felt like they belonged and were included. And it meant so much, not only to them, but to all of the families that participated. There was food to try, which I tried. It was great. The fashion show, exhibits, the amazing, outstanding artwork that was on display. I mean, just fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Akbar, for advocating, organizing, and putting this together with all the other staff that helped you. And thank you to Mr. Rolong for pulling me aside to meet all the students who were selling the goodies and the food and supporting the school as you always do. I want to give a special shout out to Denise Carroll. As a parent, I started with robotics when it first came into this county, participated in robotics team at Rockledge, have gone back to many robotics competitions. I think that she is an invaluable resource to our robotics program. And as for someone who has been involved or around robotics for so many years, it is just amazing to see how well this program has grown, and all of the students who come back once they graduate to support the younger students who participate in robotics. I also was at the Suicide Awareness Walk, amazing event. As usual, it was the 7th annual. I want to also acknowledge that I went to the Kathleen Seafeld Awards. Miss Jessie was a presenter. I want to congratulate the art teacher from Fannie Fitzgerald who was nominated and won an award. I also want to take a moment to congratulate all of the students who so far have participated in the various student walkouts across our school division to protest the upcoming or the leaked decision for Roe versus Wade. That was something that was codified into law that allowed students to participate and use their civil rights, and I am so proud for the students who did. And I also want to make note to the code of behavior. We received a lot of comments, and let people know that a lot of that is driven by the VDOE and not the school division itself. We add on, but the majority of that comes directly from the Virginia Assembly and the decisions they make there. I would encourage you to reach out to your state legislator about those. Parents, if you are in my district, Title I nights are coming up for summer enrichment, math, on various topics. Please sign up and register. I encourage all of their students out there, good luck with their SOL and exams. The meeting for Racial and Social Justice Commission was supposed to be held tomorrow. It is canceled. Please register for all the summer programs. Fall registration is open now for SAC. If you have not registered, please encourage you to do so. And I want to take a moment to say to all of our students who are not graduating, who technically should, please don't give up. There's always summer graduation, independence, and so many other opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Ms. Jessie.
First of all, I want to thank Ms. Williams for highlighting the fact that Hilton Performing Arts had they've always had this award ceremony for businesses, and this is the first time they've actually had an award for teachers. And the teacher's name is Dr. Laura Cherry. She works at Fannie Fitzgerald. She's an amazing art teacher. And I do have a slide for aviation maintenance. If you could put the slide up for me, please. Okay. This is Brian Fields. Brian Fields is the first recipient of the Aviation Maintenance Award, or a scholarship for $15,000. His mom was there. He did not know he was going to be selected. And you can put the slide down now, thank you. But I wanted to just chat a little bit about this program, because this is a program that Marion Dobbs Cohen, she and I connected because we were doing this Black History program for Prince William County. And she called me when she started her job at Aviation Maintenance, said, come out. But it was Doug Wright who said, Lily, you always want everybody to go to college. You know that everyone doesn't need to go to college and they can make a great deal of money. Mr. Ossie Harris, who is now who took Mrs. Dobbs' place, said that these students can make up from $60,000 to $100,000 in repairing airplanes. So I'm very excited, and I want to thank Heather Abney. It was a long haul. It took us 2 or 3 years to get that program into Woodbridge High School, so I'm very pleased with that. I also attended the Future Kings. These are students who are interested in, they're 12 and 13 and 14-year-old kids, and they're interested in all kinds of things, including robotics and gaming. And I want to thank Mr. Eric King for his leadership in that program. Unity Braxton, I just want to take some time. I know I'm not going to get to all the things that I've attended, but Unity Braxton was very meaningful, and I want to thank you guys for Jennifer and everyone who made that program exciting. It was very personal for me and my husband, because our first church that we attended and when we came here as a couple was First Baptist, and I was baptized there, and the deacon and deaconess at that church were the Braxton. And so her life, when she passed away, no one knew that she had done all these things in civil rights, and my husband is a member of the Moffett Point Marines, and if you don't know what that means, that Marines who were African American initially were not allowed to train with the other white Marines. They were sent to Moffett Point. And Mr. Braxton is now 98 years old and very, very alert. And with that, I'm going to close because I don't want to go with my time, and I'll cover the other items next at the next board meeting. Thank you.
Ms. Ralston?
The only thing I can say is that I'll be glad to see you all have a great time, and we thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, Ms. Ralston. Ms. Jackson?
I just want to take a moment and say thank you again to our student representatives. You three are exceptional human beings, and I know that you can, besides being current change agents, you're going to go on and make a big difference. So thank you for your service. This is the one more month of school. Good luck to all students taking their end-of-the-year exams, SOLs, and AP tests. Have fun and safe time during your end-of-the-year events. On May 11th was School Nurse Appreciation Day, so thank you again to all Prince William County nurses. The past few years, you've maintained your regular duties while helping at immunization clinics and contract tracing and countless other COVID-related duties, so thank you. Also, a huge thank you to our law enforcement officers for all that you do to serve our community. Congrats to Ms. Hernandez for Patriot for her recognition as school lunch hero through the No Kid Hungry Virginia. Also, it's National Physical and Sports Month. Thank you to all athletic trainers, coaches, and physical education teachers for teaching students how to be active, healthy, and to be good and kind sports. Congrats to all those students who came today for their robotics and all those who participate. Over the past few weeks, I've had the privilege to watch some very talented students perform at Pennington and Brentsville District High School. While watching the performances, what struck me was the commitment of staff, students, and families, and the hours of practice. I also witnessed the beautiful support of staff, family, and friends. This support made me reflect on the importance of a support network and how a support network can look different for everyone, and the correlation with the Mental Health Awareness Month. A support network supports us at our school events, after school events, and also can help us navigate events that may weigh heavy on our minds. As we get closer to the end of the school year, it is my hope that everyone can find someone to reach out to. There's also, I hope you consider going to the Mental Health Expo that Dr. McDade spoke on, and I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you.
Okay, great, wonderful. Great meeting tonight. Thank you all for your patience, for letting us honor and recognize with our Launching Thriving Futures group with the students that we've had up here. You know, one of my mantras when I decided to run and serve on this board is student success. Student success is something we should continue to celebrate. It's been a tough couple of years with the pandemic, but I commend these students, these families for pushing through, continuing to pursue their interests, their dreams, and it's been very exciting to watch and to see. Again, I want to thank our student members who've been outstanding this year, and I really hope, you know, I think you'll have some legacy items that will be left here once this is all said and done over the next couple of years as we sort of work through school start times. And so I look forward to working on that. It's been a great couple of weeks. I did get to attend the robotics tournaments in Dallas with so many of our students just putting on their best behavior, modeling, you know, outstanding scholarly work, competitive spirit, just having a great fun time. I watched much of the International Science Fair virtually in Atlanta that took place, which was outstanding. Went to the Science Fair Symposium, or the Science Symposium held by the Governor's School. Always a great place, see some of the innovation from our students. I continue to see great success on the lacrosse fields by many of our high schools. Baseball is in the middle of district finals, lacrosse as well. Our track and field students are doing terrific, and we continue to see success in girls soccer and whatever other, I think if I have missed any of the other spring sports, but outstanding effort by all around. To our seniors, you're up on your last couple of weeks of school. Commencements will start. Wrap up your stuff, get your graduation stuff in. I wish you all the best. It's been an incredible time to be in high school. I don't know about incredible good, just incredible. in your experience will shape how you think about the future and how we behave the next time something like this comes around. And so the damage done, the success that may have been learned from some of the things we did will be something that you'll have to think about as you grapple with this kind of situation in the future and help us lead our way through this kind of thing. So your experience is going to be incredible, and to our student members who saw this work out over the course of this year and the last couple of years, again, I wish you the best. So with that all being said, to our seniors, I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a great, the next time we'll see you is at commencement. Have a great weekend, Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.